Okay, this is gonna go bad. I mean, Ivan's about to die, but still. What the fuck? This is a lot to deal with. Okay, this story has gone off the rails.
Let us recap.
Yes.
3 years ago, you were sent to the center of the Earth.
Yes, he
as
was.
part of a top-secret mission.
Exactly.
To ensure the delivery of little Orpheus, an atomic-powered capsule. You promptly vanished until you casually wandered up to Molodiyozhnaya's station.
Yes.
3 years later, claiming to have saved the world, but lost little Orpheus in the process.
Yes.
Is this correct?
Yes, General, it is, but...
You are charged with many crimes against the state, including
Which
desertion,
isn't good.
lying to a superior officer, and sedition. Any one of these
Sedition.
charges bears the punishment of execution by firing squad.
Alright, I have my goggles on and I'm ready to play. My name is Sloth154 and welcome back to Little Orpheus. I guess this is serious. So last episode we went through the... It's kind of hard to explain.
General, you must be reasonable. I did my best. It's all true, I swear. I swear upon the lives of my family.
Oh, do you? Auntie Marcia and Uncle Vanya, the traveling tinker and the pig dentist, or perhaps Cousin Pavel, the criminal mastermind with the unhealthy taste for eggs.
Yes.
How stupid do you think I am, Comrade Deval?
Not at all. But yeah, I'm really hoping this all turns out to be true. So, we're at the center.
It is all true.
Maybe your toy maker, or was it watchmaker, father, who apparently taught you all he knew, despite being killed when you were less than 5 years old.
I was a fast learner?
Alright, so before they keep talking, if you end up liking this video, comment, like, and subscribe. It does help the channel. Check out the description. I'll have a link to the playlist for this series and other games I played on my channel. Tell me in the comment section what you think about the game so far and Ivan's story, because I love it. And
you
also,
have
the general
1 minute to convince me not to summon the guards.
paid close
and have you
attention to
shot
what
on
Ivan
the
said.
spot.
A minute? A lifetime. It's all I need, General.
Oh, here's the intro music. Yeah, so I thought that I wasn't gonna get this, so yeah, Ivan's on his last seconds of life. Unless he can convince the general not to shoot him in the face. So let's hope for the best. So, again, if you like this, just talk to me in the comment section or give it a like. But for the most part, I think Ivan's gonna make it through this because he has bullshitted his way into that general's mind for the rest of his life. The pillar of the world. All right. I also hope they make another game for it
I was
with Ivan.
astounded. My father, I told you, I think I told you, he was a toy maker, and he often played with clockwork parts.
Tavarish.
But this made all those childhood wonders pale into insignificance. And it was fortunate indeed that my uncle...
Vanya, the pig dentist?
No, my other uncle, Sasha, had taken me mountaineering in the Urals during my childhood, for it was only by scaling these giant mechanical parts that I would reach
I was about to make
Little
that
Orpheus.
jump.
Yes, I had been thinking that it seems awfully convenient that you were such an accomplished climber. I don't, however, recall any mention of this Uncle Sasha in your file.
He was a very private
He was
man.
a very unlikely man.
That was Uncle Sasha's blessing and his curse.
Again, this is all going to turn out to be true, isn't it? I really hope so. And if I have to go back and get all the extra stuff to make it true, I will do that. Oh, I'm glad I made that. I wasn't paying attention. All right, let's keep going. Also, you can't just remove things from a giant clock. This will cause a lot of damage. But Ivan's gonna tell us the rest of his story. This is the penultimate episode. So soon we'll see the finale and we'll learn what happened to little Orpheus. Apparently Ivan's plan is to blow it up. Again, all this was in the last episode. The card should have been up earlier, but again, we're not sure what Ivan's doing. Okay. Let's let that come down one more time. What happened? That last one was weird. What?
Those great wheels and cogs clashed and boomed. Those great wheels and cogs clashed and boomed. Those great wheels and cogs clashed and boomed.
What?
Those great wheels and cogs clashed and boomed. The vast hands of all time crunching forever and ever around.
Ivan Ivanovich.
Pendulums and springs and great big wheels and tiny little wheels.
Tavarish Privalov, stop.
Though at least the Yank were not here, especially as they seemed to infest the world below the surface. Yank.
What happened? Why do I keep dying? What is happening? What? Alright, hopefully this fixed it. I just kept dying even though nothing was happening. Okay. Yeah, that fixed it. Well, let's wait for it to go around one more time. That time I made it. And I'm recording, thank God. I'm always worried when I have to pause it to do something that I forget to unpause it. I think I said that in a lot of videos, and it's a real fear. Because there'll be a lot of times where I just feel like I'm doing amazing in a game. Then I just turn over to look and I haven't been recording. I just feel stupid. I think they're pendulums.
But where was Toll? Aha! High above. On the clock face, perhaps. With his radios and his crystals. Oh, if I could just
That one
reach
goes
him,
first.
I could use the bomb.
There is no bomb. You
Yeah.
have no idea how to make a bomb. You have no idea about how to do anything one might actually expect of a cosmonaut.
The bomb?
Ivan Ivanovich!
General?
Time is up.
Uh-oh. We're about to hear a pop. How's this gonna go, Ivan?
Stop talking, Tavarish. You don't know what happens next. It is obvious. You've done very well. I applaud you for your efforts and your story. It is a wonderful tale, Comrade Privalov. I have enjoyed it immensely. But every story needs an ending. And it is clear yours does not have one.
Well, it does, but we're about to see where it leads.
I just need more time.
I think that even if I gave you all the time in the world, it would not be enough.
No, General. I can do this. That is, I remember what happens next. I just need to catch my breath and compose myself.
We both know how this story ends, comrade.
A bullet in the brain?
But little Orpheus, you haven't heard what happened.
We will find out soon enough. You will be executed, and another expedition will be sent.
No, you cannot. You cannot. We must never go back. You don't understand.
Make me, then. Make me understand. I am a kind man, although you may not believe this. I do not want to have you shot. So help me. Make me understand. Tell me what happened to little Orpheus.
You gotta tell him. Oh. I was distracted by something on my phone.
It was.
Ivan Ivanovich?
It was. It was. No. I'm sorry, General. I'm sorry, I have no idea. You are right. I simply cannot think what happened next. It's just. a blank, General. There's nothing there. I am very tired, you see.
Comrade Privanov. Ivan.
You're right. It's over, General. Perhaps you would be so kind as to write to my mother for me.
Of course I will.
You are a kind man, as you have said. And, General,
Yes, Ivan.
was it a good story?
Oh, yes. It was an excellent story.
Thank
It
you, General.
was.
I am just sorry I couldn't give you an ending.
Unless...
General?
Quiet, Tovarish. I am thinking. Unless... I seem to remember that there were many problems with little Orpheus during production.
General?
Problems
Okay,
with
so
the
this
casing
general
around the
is just
atomic
insanely
battery.
kind.
Concerns.
Concerns, General.
Yes, concerns. Unlikely though that might be. Yeah, it seems if I remember that it failed to secure properly. A sharp blow could spring the hatch and expose the fragile casing of the bomb to any would-be vandal.
I'm not sure I follow you.
A resourceful yet forgetful hero might, one would think, take advantage of that fact.
But how, General? Where would I find something to strike it with?
The son of a watchmaker would easily find something within a giant clock mechanism that resembled a hammer.
Oh, this
surely.
general is so nice.
Why, yes, General. I do remember now. I grasped the hammer-shaped thingamabob.
Let's just agree it was a hammer, Ivan.
Yes, of course. Let's do that. I recovered my senses, shook my head, and looked about me. In my distracted stupor, I had climbed further up the tower than I ever thought possible. In front of me was the clock face, and I gazed out through it at the sheer expanse of history. And I knew whatever happened next... happened next?
The hand of destiny had fallen upon your shoulder.
Yes, it had. And what an extraordinary hand it was.
Okay, this is gonna go bad. I mean, Ivan's about to die, but still. What the fuck? This is a lot to deal with. Okay, this story has gone off the rails. Okay. Oh. That one was close. Oh, I wasn't fast enough. That was my fault. I got distracted because this got insanely weird. I don't see how this is gonna go for us. Am I supposed to be doing something? Oh. Okay.
And so, Thor was defeated. Little Orpheus destroyed. The bomb lost forever.
Not just that, General. In that moment, time sprung back to its proper shape, and I found myself once more in Plutonia, the start of my journey. But the wound in the interior sky was gone. The drill was gone. It was as if I had never been here. And they were nymph, free and happy, without the tyranny of toll, free to pursue
Why is
their
there
simple
another episode?
lives.
But we can never go back?
Never, General. One drill, one metal sphere, one lone cosmonaut was nearly enough to destroy time and unleash the tyrant Toll upon our world. Who would think an innocuous beeping radio housed in a ball of metal could change the world so dramatically?
Who indeed? But tell me, what of you? And what of your return to the surface?
I stayed amongst the nymph for as long as I could. But I came to realize they had begun to worship me as a king.
No.
Oh, General. I am a good socialist and could not allow this workers' paradise to become corrupted. And so I left that wonderful land for the last time.
And then?
And then I walked. For 2 years I wandered, always looking for a way home, through lands and worlds almost beyond imagination. Until one day, I emerged, blinking into sunlight, and realized I was home.
Until one day I emerged, just like that? You just found your way back to the surface?
Well, General, it was a little more complicated than that. There were great obstacles to overcome and terrible challenges to face.
That's
and
a really big gun.
incredible lands to explore.
Enough, Ivan. Little Orpheus is lost forever. The interior is sealed. You have returned with a story of socialism, triumphing over incredible odds. It is, as I said, enough for one night. Enough for my report, at least.
General, if I may...
Comrade Ivan Ivanovich Privalov, you are found guilty of all charges brought against you and sentenced to execution by firing squad.
Okay.
However, having listened to your story, I believe you are quite mad. In other words, I find your madness guilty, not you. And we cannot execute madness. And indeed, there are lessons to be learned, even in the depths of this madness. Perhaps the Americans were right to send the chimp after all.
So,
Yeah.
General?
Get out of my sight, Ivan. Go home. Enjoy a state pension as a madman. Just make sure I never see you again.
Yes, General. Of course, General. Anything you say. I shall be small and quiet and live a life without excitement and...
Out!
Okay. That's weird.
Until one day I just emerged. Very good, Tavarish. Very good indeed.
All right, guys. So, I'm gonna see. Was this the last episode? Because there's one more thing on the docket. You know what? Yeah, this is the last episode. This has been fun, but Ivan kind of he failed where most writers do, and he wrote himself into a corner. And if your life's on the line, you can't do that. And thank God the general was so nice. But Ivan went off to live his life. We don't know what happens next, but there's still one more chapter. So this might be, I'm gonna extend this episode. So I'm gonna get through these credits, and then I'm gonna see if we can do this part. If not, I'll just end everything. I'll do my final outro, and you guys will find something else to do next week. Okay, here we go. There's more. Oh look, the dog? Laika's actually there. This is the epilogue.
Who's the best space dog? Oh, dia moja хорошая, хорошенькая моя, ты просто космическая. Eh?
Anyone can translate that for me?
Cosmonaut. It is indeed a lovely sunset, and it reminds me of the skies of Peru. I didn't? I never told you about the wonderful sky
Yeah,
city.
so we're gonna do one more part for this.
Well,
So this
it was an
finale is gonna be
extraordinary
extra
place,
long.
but one filled with dangers. Well, it might have been simple for you to cross it, but you were in a space capsule. I had to rely on my own 2 feet, my noshki. Feet which, I might add, had just crossed the interior, beaten the villain Toll, and helped inspire the Myank to a workers' revolution. Oh, that's all very easy for you to say, but your idea of civilized behavior is licking your own bottom in public. No,
Well,
my adventures
It's
above
also-
the clouds were filled with
No, I can't
untold
defend that.
dangers, death-defying escapes, and some really quite extraordinarily large Bielorybitsa. And it happened like this.
all right. So there's another one that we're gonna do one more episode. So I wasn't sure how this is gonna go, but yeah, we could do this.
Weeks
I skipped the intro for this one.
at the foot of a strange windmill. And
Yeah,
when
so
I
there's
woke,
more. He's telling the dog who was
well,
who
that
supposedly
thought didn't
died.
cross my mind. I was exhausted after all. This is besides the point, my nosy canine friend.
Yeah.
What matters is this. When I awoke, the windmill and the ground around it had been carried high into the air. What magic was this? To za magia.
Even the dog is giving
As
shit about what he's
unlikely,
saying.
perhaps as a suitcase-sized dog orbiting the center of the Earth for many years.
To be fair.
Quite.
So Laika really is there. So most of the things he said might have been true.
Quick as a flash, Kakmonia, my training leapt into play, and I began to paddle the strange contraption through the clouds in search of answers. It is entirely possible that a miller who owns a windmill capable of levitating high into the air may also own a flying machine. Oh, now you're just being silly. May I continue my recounting of how I sailed over the sky gardens towards the mystical city of Peru?
All right, we really
I
need subtitles
must,
for this
my
dog.
loyal Shatidrug. I must.
I don't know why the subtitles got turned off. Have they not been on this entire time? I thought I had them on. No, I turned them off because they were distracted. Oh yeah, that's right. The subtitles in this game were weird. All right, fly, man, fly. But yeah, this is gonna be the last part of the game I do. So this will be the finale episode. I didn't know that. But he did kind of put himself in the corner with his story, and thank God the general is so kind.
What powerful emanations! What mighty gusts! What an epic squall! They reminded me of Cousin Pavel, yes! But whereas his rearward zephyrs could curdle milk and tarnish the teaspoons,
Sorry, what?
these magical wafts only serve to carry me aloft and onwards.
Is he just sitting on a porch with some random dog he stole? Because he could actually be crazy. That is a reality of the situation. Get the pressure up. Okay. I just had to get it up to there. Good to know. Game? Game. Why? Okay. We're back here. This game has worked perfectly up to this point.
But something was afoot in the gardens of Perun. This horrid muck staining the surfaces and making my nose curl. Yes, it was positively Pavelian in scent. But it did not belong here. I think I once told you of Auntie Masha's passionate encounter in a cable car with the manganese entrepreneur from Chiatura.
No,
Auntie
not at
Masha
all.
told me that there was a disagreeable stain and smell all around those factories and smelting works. Our industry is not without its dangers. Could it be that the once bucolic gardens of Perun were being corrupted by unchecked pollution? After all,
Maybe.
science is a double-edged sword, my bristly confidant. Consider Zemikov. Of course. I apologize. Proшу прощения. Two-headed dogs is perhaps a rather insensitive analogy, but not without justification in this instance. I have seen the blemished lands around Norilsk, but I could not believe that I would find such pollution here. But this was nothing to the true horror of what was shortly to unfold.
Listen, Ivan, I love your stories, but you gotta keep it together. Okay. Why is there a red star there? Well, at least that worked out well for us. All right. Do our best. Okay, that's odd.
That terrible Strashnaya machina, spewing its poison into the air, had created a monstrous thing. A being.
Okay.
A malignant spoiler of the noble and pure, and it had taken on the form of its prey. Well, of course. No, конечно, I was the prey. The citizens of Perun had clearly long since fled the evilly sentient smog, but I inadvertently wandered into its lair.
Yep. So I guess you're gonna die, Ivan.
I know. Misfortune seemed to dog me. Oh, sorry, I do apologize. To follow my every footstep. But no time to ponder, no time to bemoan the hand that fate had dealt me.
Well,
All that was on my mind
should.
was escape, конечно.
But don't worry, you'll be fine. Alright, so that's a safe area in case it shows up again. But, yeah, smog monster.
Yes, it was most interesting. The windmill seemed to be from an earlier age. Perhaps this was a devastating warning of the destructive power of unfettered industrialization.
No.
I most certainly had not forgotten about the windmills. I did not get carried away. You are missing the point. Perhaps because you are only a small dog.
He's a medium-sized
brilliant,
dog.
Brave, spacefaring dog, of course, but a small Sabashka nonetheless. If you perhaps listened more and interrupted less, I am just getting to the explanation of the windmills.
Probably, but I don't think he is. Okay, I didn't want to go over there. Uh oh, smog monster.
My stinking nemesis was back. But more interesting was the change in the city.
Oh, okay. So I don't know what to do. There he is.
My stinking nemesis was back. But more interesting was the change in the city. The windmills were fading out, clearly obsoleted, mothballed, relics. Instead, a sense of an obsession with power was apparent. Vast engines, terrible machines, ever hungry and reliant on the rapid consumption of fuel, the production of toxic fumes and choking gases.
That's bound to happen
Pride,
in any
my
society.
pushisti compadre. Pride, ambitia, ambition, the dark side of science. Zemechov's had too many. Don't be ridiculous, dog. Only a Durak with the intellectual capacity of a ringworm would think windmills are in any way harmful.
This game just made a dig at someone whose fans wouldn't. I'd have no clout for it. So, yeah, that's funny. Only a dingus would think windmills were dangerous, but harmful. I don't hear electricity. All right, we gotta pump up the balloon somehow. Oh, is that not a cloud but a giant thing of smog? Alright, let's push this over here. Oh, so I wasn't able to get up there in the first place. You kidding me? There we go. Okay, let's keep going. I want to see where this story ends, how this story ends. Okay, so it's gonna come back again, isn't it? Are you kidding me? Alright, up to the next level. Alright.
Of course, you never had much of a chance to travel. Sarcasm doesn't suit you. You don't have the tail for it.
Don't have the tail
You
for
at
it.
least have a tail. Mind you, family gossip maintained that so did Uncle Rabliem. Although it was apparently little more than a stub, and a source of considerable discomfort and social anxiety for him.
That makes sense.
The question of whether or not Uncle Rabliem wagged his stub is very much off topic. What I am trying
on
to
topic?
say is that your upbringing on the streets of Moscow meant you never saw the blackened fields of Magnitogorsk. The sacrifices made by the valiant citizens of that industrial heartland. As they
Yeah, not really
drowned in their
sacrifices.
own blight, even as they powered the state forwards. I was reminded of Magnitogorsk as I wandered through those fields of pipes and foundries. And I wept for the loss of innocence that so often goes hand in hand with progress.
Well, that's fair. We do leave a lot behind when we make progress. Let's just hope it doesn't have another giant boss monster. Uh-oh. Oh, that's the run music, Ivan. Oh, there it is. Oh, Ivan's hurt. Well, you're not gonna get me, Wheezy. Alright, we escaped to the next area.
Indeed! I just evaded the slimy, oily grasp of that man-made Vadzinoi, his petroleum stink clogging my nostrils and making my head thump. And I felt a great stirring within me. Yes, much like I assume Cousin Pavel. May he never get loose again. But no, quite different. This was no volcanic upbubbling of gastric malintent. No, it was the roaring fires of justice once more ignited within me. I felt a swell of patriotic fervor and knew the hand of destiny had fallen on me once more. Yes, what a hand it was! I could not see this great wonder sink into an abyss of poison and bile. The Perunians may have been forced to abandon their city, but I had saved the world once before and was ready to answer the call again.
Okay, wait. Alright, so this is just gonna keep going. If this turns into a whole thing, I'll just make it its own episode, but yeah, we're gonna get through this. Hopefully nothing else strange happens. Clap your arms harder. Alright, that's as high as we'll go. I wish that flight was this easy. You'll just flap your arms. You can glide, Peter Pan style. I don't like how that looks. Okay, nothing back there.
What strange metal Bielaribitsa clearly designed to swim through the air. I was amazed. And there was more. Beneath the fins, I spotted the apertures of hoses
and was reminded of the time Auntie Agrafina devised a contraption to water all of her copious algae beds simultaneously with one flush of the toilet by a system of pipes and valves that ran
What?
throughout her house.
But wait.
In a manner of speaking, yes. Her algae were most irrigated, although her neighbor Victor was washing his trousers in the sink at the time and was bruised quite severely about the face and body. But these were no ordinary flying metal fish. They were designed to expel air, fresh air, and push back the polluted clouds.
Well, no wonder the creature destroyed them. Uh-oh. If we could get them running, it'll be good for this place. But I doubt that thing's gonna let us that happen, so Ivan's kind of stuck. Okay.
There is, of course, a fine tradition of looking to nature to solve problems of a scientific or military persuasion. Yes, as you well know. My nephew, Sergei... Yes, the very same. Poor lad with his dermatological eruptions. Well, Sergei was stationed recently at Kazacha Buchta, where dolphins... dolphins? Were being trained as brilliant aquatic agents of socialism. Why not then be inspired by marine life? Why, there is a fish, I have heard, that can shoot jets of water from beneath the surface to knock its prey off little tiny twigs and into its mouth.
That's true.
If you were to tell the average mushroom sheriff that a dog would orbit the Earth, I suspect you would receive a similarly sneering response.
So we gotta open the valve again.
You're a small, hairy hound of uncertain parentage. I, on the other hand, am a cosmonaut. The product of many months of training.
Cosmonaut.
And I realized the answer to pollution was here all along. The Peronians, tragically, had simply never had time to finish their fleet. If only I could find a working flying fish. If only. If only.
Yeah, if only.
Yes, if only.
But, again, Ivan, if this all is true, because the dog is there, so some of it must be true, you gotta bring proof. You almost got shot in the face because you didn't bring proof.
It made perfect sense, of course. The poisonous Tuhata that engulfed Barun was like a nasty cold. And you know what to do with a cold to rid yourself of it.
Sleep?
You may not get colds, but nor can you operate pea-shelling machinery. So, don't get ideas above your station. We humans, on the other hand, may produce up to 16 million perfectly unshelled peas in an average shift. But we are martyrs to our sinuses. But to clear them, aha! These are remedies we Russians have been perfecting over the long centuries of harsh winters. Onions. A quick snifter of onion oil will clear your head faster than a Pragviev can clear a hypothetical minefield.
No,
Yes,
I don't think
if I
so.
could find a functional fish, I would become that onion.
All right, so we're looking for one of the fish, mechanical fish, so we can try and get rid of some of this this hanging around pollution. Because, yeah, this is disgusting. Again, this is another place that does not smell, should not smell well. Uh-oh. All right, there we go. Fairly simple puzzle. Oh, don't want to go through the tube. I don't even like going down the slides that are covered. Oh, run. Almost ran. Oh, damn it.
I was close. I could feel it. Yes, yes, the working fish, the ribka. I could feel I was at the heart of Perun, and my noxious pursuer had renewed its chase with a terrible vigor.
Well, hopefully it doesn't catch you. You and your hurt leg. Because if it does, I'm tired, Ivan. I'm so tired. I need you to get through this story. And I need you to take a minute and stop wheezing at me. Shake it off already, Ivan. Gotta keep moving.
Not far now. I just had to keep going, keep pushing. It's almost as if you knew, Pavel. Uncanny. Double it.
Or you're just talking to yourself and this dog is just responding. Don't stop moving.
There she
Never
was.
stop
A
blowing up.
beautiful sight. Her scales shimmering in the sunlight.
Oh,
her
cool.
fins poised for action. Her onion cannons primed for a great aerial conflict unseen in the annals of human endeavor. And you are just jealous it was a bigger flying machine than yours. No, my bilious pal. It was time for science to fight back. Yes, my hairy competitor.
Yes, time to
Actually,
clear.
onwards to victory.
All right, time to clear this place out. All right, this has to be the last. Oh. Okay, it was just a flash. Oh. Okay. Okay, that's all me. Oh. What was that? Oh, don't need to hit that. Eat your onions. Okay. So I gotta wait for it to try to swallow. Are you kidding me? How far back? Not all the way back. Oh, damn it. All right, I'll see you guys once I get back there. All right, got here no damage. Open that mouth. Have some onions. Come on, open that mouth. Come on. Rule 3, come on. There we go, rule 3. Okay, Ivan, you cleared up pollution.
It was a miracle. I found myself swooping through beautiful clear skies, the strange interior sunlight gleaming on the sides of my fishy vessel. I heard birds clear their little throats and begin their wondrous gvalt, the wind gently humming on the fins. And then, all of a sudden, under it all, well, you see, in my hurry, it didn't even occur to me to check how much fuel was carried in the strange craft. With a horrible splutter, the engines choked and died. And suddenly we were plummeting downwards towards our doom. I did not. A simple mistake that many have made.
Okay.
Why, my Aunt Agrafina met her untimely demise being late for a fungal sculpting seminar and making exactly the same error. Only,
What error?
unfortunately, it left her stranded in sub-zero temperatures just outside Pravachitsinsk.
Okay, that's weird.
Until 18 years after her own funeral, but was perfectly preserved. Remarkable, really.
Not really.
It is beside the point, yes. So, there I was. My fabulous ship had become a terrible prison. I was hurtling to my almost certain death. My triumph turned to tragedy. But then... Well,
Then?
you know what happened next. Even so, moi magnati drug, that is a story for another time.
Yeah.
A most extraordinary story, of course, filled with dangers and wonders, and canals, and invasions, and strange doorways to other worlds. But perhaps too long a story for now.
Maybe in the future.
Yes,
Hopefully
indeed,
Ivan
my
gets another
canine
game.
Tavarish. Time for soup. Auntie Agrafina's famous borscht. Coming?
Yeah, so this will be the end of
You know,
my
I think
playthrough.
you really did have the happier time in Peru.
Most likely.
The benefits of being a
So,
suitcase-sized dog.
This
in
is
a
the
tough
official end of this
space
series.
perhaps.
I had fun. Ivan
Yes,
makes amazing
the correct
stories.
term is indeed capsule, as I told the general once.
Okay.
Why? A letter just the other week? He's
Really?
thinking of retiring, he says.
That'd be nice for
Yes,
him.
and moving to Bashkiria to nurture bees.
That's a good
Bees?
profession.
It surprised me too. I thought if animal husbandry was to be his passion, it
Okay.
would be a large, manly animal like elk. or
I'm sorry,
bear.
bees are the most
Or a
important
kebab.
creatures on this planet.
Bees he is thinking of are particularly militaristic. Or stingy, yes. Did you want bread with your soup?
That would always be
In
nice.
which case, there's half a tin of old beef you could also finish. Somewhat gray, but I'm sure it won't taste awful. Yes, my four-legged associate. Now, did I ever tell you
Okay.
the story of when Uncle Rabli
Guys, come
got
on.
his
Stop
stomach
talking so I can do my
ensnared in
outro.
the seat of a wicker chair in the finest fish restaurant
Well,
in
guys,
the
I'm gonna
whole
just
of
talk over them.
Yeltsin?
So, if you ended up liking this video and you like this series, comment, like, and subscribe. It does help the channel. Check out the description. I'll have a link to the full playlist for this series and other games I played on my channel. Tell me in the comment section if you, like me, would like to see more stories of Ivan. Or some from the dog. The dog would also have a nice one. But I gotta get at her. So, if you made this far in the video and you made this far in the series, Prime thanks you, and we'll see you next time. Bye.